yesterday, both Connor and Leon said didn't necessarily have your A game. Sometimes you got to win with your B and C. And Leon mentioned that he thought it was a mature game defensively, even though you maybe didn't have your A game.
Yeah.
Agree with that assessment? And is that just something that happens sometimes, or how do you get a less lethargic game?
Well, I thought, for me, it was a muddy track out there this evening, both ways. And we had to find a way to muck through the slop of the game, so to speak. And for me, we talked after the second period, we recognized the type of game, partly because of where they're at in their schedule, them missing a player or two, where we're at in our schedule. But in the end, that game that was just played was worth 2 points. And we felt that if we could turn it up in some areas, that those 2 points could be ours. We went out, we had a great start to that third period. I thought we were pretty good defensively. We made an error on a kind of a line change and then a rush against, and then, we took a penalty. And there was the goal that went in against us. But what I liked about it was nobody stopped playing until the final buzzer.
A few games ago against New Jersey, you had mentioned you didn't like the fact you gave up 2 goals right off of face-offs. Well, tonight you get the game tire right off of face-off. Just talk about that play and the finish from Bouchard.
Well, I wish I could tell you that was a set play. I mean, that wasn't a set player. That's our top players making a play at a critical juncture in the game on what we would call our weak side, because we didn't have a right-hander out there to take that face-off. So there was but if you go down and look at that play, there's a lot of skilled little things that happen to make that work. And in the end, Bush is feeling it right now. And he let a good shot go, and, he got it by their goaltender. Their goaltender made numerous grade A saves on the evening. But it took, 61 minutes or whatever it was in order to crack them for the win. And we're able to do that.
You outshot them tonight, Jay, and we know that shot generation is a big key to their offensive success, really, for the last few years. I wonder what you thought about the team's ability to, keep some of those shots out of that home plate area that you discussed in past.
Yeah, I thought we did a good job defensively today. Even if you look at, I would say 5 or 6 of their shots were probably from outside the blue line. I thought that commitment to defending the heart of our D zone helped us, get the win tonight. And that is the way we're going to have to play here. We're missing 4 of our top 9 forwards. And I thought the players that went in to take some of those minutes gave us everything they had. They played a great game. And they committed to playing the game properly defensively and allowed us to win. And in the end, the play game, our offense came down to a few difference makers at the end, and they found a way to make a difference.
To follow up on that, James Hamblin's first NHL game, just your assessment there.
Well, number one, I'm super happy for him, because there isn't a greater example of persistence or stick-to-itiveness, or somebody who embodies what certainly the Bakersfield Condors are all about, which is going there and earning the jersey down there so that one day you can work towards earning a jersey up here. So I'm proud of him. I got to see him at the start of his professional career. I know today is a special day for a young man from Edmonton who got to play in front of his dad and other family that were in attendance. And I thought he went out there and gave us 10 good minutes.
A couple games in a row, you've played McDavid and Draisaitl together at evens. Just your thoughts on that through a couple of games?
Yeah, I think we're in the trying to find a way to win games mode right now, and we're taking it on a day-by-day basis, not committing to keeping that together. We're trying to use our eyes and find ways to get wins. And, we did it in dramatic fashion in New York. And we did it in dramatic fashion here today against a good Florida Panthers team, a well-coached Florida Panthers team that gave us everything we could handle.
When you get a couple of come-from-behind wins, whether it's, in fashion tonight, giving it up and then getting it back, or just getting it back the other night, what can that maybe do over the long haul for your group as you find yourself in these situations?
Well, what I think it does is it creates belief that we have the necessary pieces to find ways to win games. We're a dangerous team when we put it all together. I think when you're missing some of the pieces that we're missing, we're learning about other people who might be a little bit ready for a little bit more. And, we're learning. And we're in the middle of a real busy stretch of the schedule. And we're learning a lot of stuff about some of our players. And when you can find ways to win games in that fashion, I think it benefits you long term, especially when everyone gets healthy.
On the bench, on the ice, during these exciting but stressful moments in the past couple of games, especially in the third period?
Yeah, well, I said it after the New York game. That we went in between periods and felt it was a winnable hockey game. Today we were down 1-0 5 minutes into the game on kind of a tough bounce that ended up in the back of our net. Nobody dropped their head or didn't have belief. I think we had the belief that even though it was a tough slog of a game, that we could find our way to ending up on the right side of it. The feeling on the bench, I think we have a positive bench in general. I think some of the new players that we have in the lineup come to the rink every day with juice and are great teammates. So I thought it was good, and that's why hockey's played over 60 minutes. You never know which is the most important shift.
Jay, a guy who seems to play with juice every night, Zach Hyman, just relentless. That he ended up with 3 assists, probably could have had 3 goals, just unable to finish. But just his dogged determination constantly to win puck battles that doesn't seemingly look like he should win.
Yeah, well, he's we're talking about James there, but Zach is somebody who's willed his way to the National Hockey League. He's willed his way to the career that he has had. And he's blood, guts, snot. He, a worker that I described earlier this year as, someone who's hard to play against but easy to play with. And I think that's what his teammates would say about him, and I think that's a huge compliment. He's a big factor in those goals. He had one taken away. He's been all over it. I remember, I think I looked at the game sheet against Long Island. He had 11 shots on net that game. I thought he was all over it in New York. He had numerous scoring chances against the Rangers. And tonight he was a big factor in securing the win for us. He's an invaluable piece of what we have going on here. Good. Thanks, guys.